What's up, my spiritual gang of love? Namaste, you know I'm up in this bitch. I'm here to tell you the truth and nothing but the truth. So if you like the truth, baby, this ain't the channel for you. Backspace delete, do what you gotta do. Okay, couple downloads. Um, Africans versus African Americans has been a propaganda thing that's been going on for centuries. Whereas Africans are more so taught that African Americans are lazy, they smoke weed, a whole bunch of propaganda things. Don't marry no African American. They're taught a lot of different things. But the only reason why we were labeled them things is because we stopped working for free when we built this continent. So Africans are more so going through awakenings when they move up here to get a realization that when you're up here, you're not just you're not African. You're labeled as black. Whereas in Africa, they're taught to more so separate themselves and cling to the crowd that's going to bring them success, whether that means disown their own kind. Up there, they're taught they don't all they don't all look at each other as one whole. They more so look at each other as their tribe. That's their family. Where you come to where you come to America. Why am I stuttering? And we take up for each other. We look at each other as a whole because that's how we're 111 on the clock intuition. That's how we're identified. If you're going through racial discrimination, they don't care if you're mixed, mocha, dark skin, African American. We're looked at as a whole. And then another thing is when Africans come here, they get better opportunities than African Americans because their goal is to suppress the African Americans so they don't surpass poverty. That's why when you go into black neighborhoods, there's liquor stores, gun stores. There's all these things that's sent in to destroy the community on every corner. They planted drugs. Black people do not own shipments and ships and things like that to import shit into the neighborhood. That's been planted in our neighborhood, gentrification. So that's a download that I received, that Africans are more so getting a wake up call. Like, damn, when you actually do your research and learn about what African Americans been through, we got the same struggle as y'all. It's just y'all have more lack of resources, but when you come here, you get a reality check type of energy. Another download. Mexicans are more so finding out how it feels to be African American. Ain't that, see, when you, not all Mexicans, I'm not talking about all Mexicans, hi, but you have those Mexicans that they just pour into their communities. They stay away from black people. Some are more so racist. When you actually go to like Mexico and places like that where it's predominantly Mexicans, they look down on brown skins, black Latinas. They look down on it, you know? But now that the deportation is going on, they're finally getting a glimpse of how it feels to be black in America. Ain't that crazy? So that was another download that I received, where it's like getting kidnapped, getting put in cartel. Something could be significant about the cartel. Getting put in, damn, what am I? Concentration centers. They're getting put in these things. But that's what happens in the black community. Humanity stay disappointed in themselves, lol. Absolutely. Racist white people are getting a wake up call. That's another reality. I mean, yeah, that's another reality check, that racist white Americans are getting a reality check. See, what they failed to realize was when they voted for Trump and they voted against governmental assistance, they didn't realize that white Americans, farmers, been getting governmental assistance since 1776. Black Americans, it was set up for us to never get these loans, not get approved for these loans. So it's a lot of thriving black farms, even though a lot of white farms are closing down because they never got approved for the loans to begin with. So it's a wake-up call, and they're trying to do a Black Wall Street thing where they go burn down the black farms because they're mad. No, y'all thought y'all set black farmers up for failure when really you set them up for success, because whether they have a loan or not, they're thriving. Whereas you didn't realize you get farmers assistance. No, scriptures is scripted. Really, I think we're going into a new paradigm, a whole new shift energetically, whereas high vibrational beings are going to be the only ones there. It's going to be a world of peace. It's not going to be about money. It's going to be fair exchange where I'm telling them purpose, walking in your purpose, educating on a soul level. So that's why the distraction around us is chaos and confusion, and yeah, it's all a part of the plan. That's why they say they're doing a new world order, but really in reality they have no control over anything spiritually. So I when I think about the Bible, when you think about words, words are curses, words are spells. So when you think about the scriptures, everything is scripted. So that's why it's playing out the way it is, because that was the long run game. Just like a book I seen a page of the book, and it was like niggers, marriage, something. And it was talking about basically reversing the roles of the female, making her more independent, stripping the male out the home and making him more dependent, right? And they said throughout different generations, in the long run, it'll play out where you'll have fatherless homes. You have men that react out of emotion, overly feminine type of energy, putting themselves in jails where you'll have women that feel like they don't need men. They're extra independent. They're struggling just to maintain, and that's what's going on right now. Everything was planned out for destruction, to make society destruct, to keep certain groups in certain places. So, I mean, those are some downloads that I got. But yeah, I think everybody is finally getting a glimpse of what it means to be suppressed, what it means to be looked over, what it means to be killed, snatched up, and it not matter because of your race. People are really what it means to actually struggle. And that's another thing about Africans. They were taught that we were privileged. They were taught that we're very wasteful, things like that. But then when they actually came here and got their own glimpse and their own view, it's like, damn, it's hard being black in America. And even though I don't identify as black, I identify as an immigrant, then I identify as whatever culture I come to, whether it's Nigeria, Ghana, and then black. They're getting the reality check on that too. So those were some downloads that I was just getting, and shit, I'm just talking about them for real. Another thing is start racking up on canned foods, bottles of water. It's about that time. Honestly, you can get fresh produce, but fresh produce will not last long. Start racking up on like frozen fruits, but I wouldn't rack up on them. I would more so rack up on like canned food, start canning things, or jarring things like that. That is some things that I will more so focus on, making sure a person is set up a survival bag, whereas you could build a tent. Learn more about nature. Learn more about herbalism, as in plants that heal, because the hospitals, all that shit's gonna crash. So you need to know how to heal yourself off Mother Nature, because that's all that's medicine is. Medicine is plants. They got extra preservatives and add-ins into it, but morally the plant is the herb. Okay? I read your comment. I'm struggling with words. Somebody struggles with the words, because what the fuck? I read your comment. I don't think it's the world's going to end. I just think when you look at the Bible, everything that we were taught, we were brainwashed. The Bible came out during the beginning of slavery days. And if you look up the people that's behind the Bible, it's all white men. And it was at the beginning of slavery, so we actually won a war. This is something that we're not taught in school. We were very spiritual beings before anything. So even though they were trying to oppress us with our spirituality, we terrorized three of their towns, and they had muskets, they had everything to try to terrorize our town. But with us being spiritual beings, not retaliating, a voodoo priestess did a protection spell over the town, which is why we won that battle. So the slaves they already had in custody, they passed a law to teach your slaves Christianity within a week. That was the first religion that was out, because it was The intent was to suppress us mentally and spiritually, and then we'll pray out to a fake deity and follow scripted scriptures, expecting that to come save us when everything we need is inside of us. I'm steering off topic. What the fuck? Anyways, they taught their slaves that's why they beat it into the slaves that was already there. But mind you, we spoke a native language. We didn't speak English, so anybody that learned how to read, they got their tongues cut out. We know slavery, per usual, right? So why is it the first thing that when we learned how to read and we were able to read, we went and picked up the Bible? The Bible was never for us. It was beaten into us. And it was a psychological thing. So the first thing we ran back to was that book. That's all scripted. It was all made. Ooh, we reverse it back. It was all made to keep us suppressed. And then if you look up who made the religions, you'll see a domino effect of different people that made up different religions, where they took a little from that religion and then created their own religion. Then another religion followed years after. All that shit was written and scripted. I don't think that's really what it is. That's just people playing their part in what it's supposed to be, or what the plan was that was written out. That's all that is. And that's the cost of long-term psychological trauma that's unhealed. You gotta think, after slavery, blacks didn't get therapy. So they passed that trauma down generation to generation to generation. Think about it. Back then in slavery, when blacks got raped, you couldn't go report your master. You couldn't get justice. You were taught to keep it on hush. Take the rape. So that's why you have households where a person to get raped and they say keep it in the house. It's all generational curses that's been passed down through centuries. That's all it is. It's to keep us suppressed, you know? So take that how that resonates. But no, I'm not saying that you're incorrect about how you feel. You can feel how you feel. I'm just trying to give you a broader point of view of everything that's going on around you and of the distractions that's going on around you. All that shit was scripted to keep us stuck and praying out of ourselves on things that we have in us to save ourselves. Harriet Tubman, she had to save herself. Rosa Parks, she had to save herself. Constantly praying out to deities where you got to go more inward and do the work. It's to deflect accountability and deflect off the problem, and more so blame it on the deity. And then the work gets done because you just pray about it. All right. Anything else? Any angels around the collective? Thank you. 100. I'm glad that you see it. You know, when I bump into like the Christian crowd, because you don't believe in what they believe in, they deem you demonic. They have a lot of shit to say. You're Antichrist, when really in reality, they're just afraid of new information and change, and afraid of the unknown, and afraid of their reality being shattered. When you look at the book, when you look at the Bible, the Old Testament, it's the master bedroom, the master. All that was to keep a slave suppressed. Whereas like you're supposed to be good to your master even if he blase. All that was to keep us suppressed. That's all. It's all picnic, pick a nigga to hang on the 4th of July when they used to hang us and read that same damn book. So I'm just glad you see it from a different point of view, because some people, the facts could be right in their face. They don't want to look up the scriptures. They don't want to look up anything, and they'll swear you're wrong. Swear that you're just trying to steer them away from their God when you're just trying to enlighten them. Somebody here, divine, is comforting you. Confirmation. Somebody could be, no, I'm not. Somebody here could be going through things where your ancestors or been grieving the deceased 4041, and your ancestors have been comforting you in this situation. They also been giving you consolation in your situation. Yeah, I see where you're coming from. I'm glad. Don't live in fear. Fear is a projection, and that's what they want you to do. That's why media, all that, they project fear on you. And fear is projected on you as a kid. You don't clean the dishes, I'm gonna whoop your ass. Kids in fear, they get up, they clean the dishes, right? Fear is not an emotion that you were born with. It's a projected emotion, just like grief, any other emotion. It's all projected. It's not something that you come into the realm with. Parent tries to put fear to you for you to be obedient. And majority of the time, the kid is obedient. You know? So that's what I look at that like. If you look at the book, you'll see how much fear they're trying to project onto a whole collective. Somebody here, your ancestors are protecting you from any type of enemies or anything that tries to come up against you or have already tried it. You are on a mission. You have a mission to do. So somebody here, your ancestors are helping you fulfill the mission that you're destined to do. It's also protecting you against people that's slandering your name. This could be public humiliation, shit just slandering you in private, talking ill, projecting onto you. That's magic. That's witchcraft. When you project onto people and speak ill on people, and that's not their character. That's witchcraft. You don't need a pot, a pan, candles, and the whole 9 yards to do witchcraft. You can do it with your tongue. Your tongue is very powerful. So watch what you say and watch who you put your mouth on. Type of energy. And just protecting you from malicious people. Somebody here, your ancestors are helping you alchemize darkness. Alchemize the storms that you went through. Hey, talking about going outside of yourself is teaching you to go more inward. Yeah, I can pray all day. You ever go to church, have a problem, you feel good in the moment because of the energy that's in the room. And all the energy that's getting collected to go into that altar is siphoning your energy. And then next day, you still sad about the same damn problem. Reality still smacks you in your fucking face. It's because when you was in the moment, when you was in church, yes, all the energy was around you. The priest is siphoning your energy into the altar. But then when you get out of church, all the energy is gone from around you. Then reality snaps that you still have the same fucking problem. So instead of sitting there dwelling and just constantly praying about it, it's teaching the person you are the answer to your problems. Go inward and figure out what's going on with you. Whether you have to seek therapy or you can do it on your own. Figure out what's going on with you and alchemize that shit and turn it into light. We are our own worst enemies. We are our own worst critics. But we also can get ourselves going and we can also hold ourselves back. We could be our own destruction, our own demise, or we can help ourselves grow. So somebody's ancestors is helping an individual, or angels is helping an individual more so alchemize the dark shit that they're going through and turn that shit into profit, turn that shit into light, versus dwelling in darkness and no solution is being found. All you can do is pray, right? And pray and pray and pray. But it don't solve the issue, especially if it's something that's internally. Yeah, you can mask that you're okay. You can hop in and out of relationships and act like you're okay, but the hurt never went away. You just covered it. You just hid it. You just distracted yourself from it. Work a lot so you don't feel it, so you don't acknowledge it. But the hurt never went away. So it's that type of energy. Somebody here is going through a transformation. Somebody could be alone a lot, likes to isolate. Somebody here is also learning like what to do. Somebody here could be like going through natural disasters, where they stay, or is learning like rules of how to survive in a natural disaster or natural event. I think in Texas or what is it, Pakistan, they got like floods and shit like that. Somebody could be from Texas here or in a different part. I'm going through a dispute over legacy and inheritance. My aunt has changed my grandmother's life insurance and everything. I got caught on the 24th for it. Pray for me. I will. And anybody else you come across, don't tell them anything. So nobody can pray against what you got going on. But the thing about it is these ancestors ain't playing that shit. You can't come in. If the ancestor left something for somebody else, and I channel messages like this all the fucking time where people trying to steal people inheritance, siphon it spiritually. This shit is insane. And ancestors ain't playing that shit. Like, if they left it for this individual, it's because they wanted the individual to have it. Motherfucker gonna wreak heavy ass karmic debt. So I do wish you luck in court. I do, and I hope that your grandmother come down and join you while you're in court, and everything shall go in your favor. Taking advantage of the dead, no go. The dead is still around. Motherfuckers think when you bury a person, they just die. Nah. The energy still exists. They still standing over this person, watching this person. They still going into rooms. The way ancestors work, right? Ancestors will put something on somebody's mind before they even pass. They'll think about this person like, no, I think I should just give it to this individual. But that's how the ancestors work, because they see the hardships that you've been through. They see everything that you've been through, and they're like, this person deserves it, if anything. So, hey, let a motherfucker reap that shit, all right? And I do hope everything go well for you in court. And somebody here has been, ancestors been helping them progress spiritually, going through awakenings, not crashing the fuck out. Too much truth can hurt a motherfucker, drive a motherfucker insane. I seen a post of a person that was going through a spiritual awakening. He offed himself because it was just too much truth. It drove him crazy. He felt like everything around him was false. He just felt like he was going crazy, but if only he would have pushed a little longer, he would have seen, just because that's the situation in the current, that does not predict your future. That does not say that's your future. Keep pushing. All right. Somebody here could be going, didn't I say something about mental illness? Somebody is really battling things mentally. That's why I said, like, you can work all day. You can watch videos all day. Once triggered, that mental illness come back. Once triggered, that hurt come back. I tried the second one, but that was a long time ago when I was in low vibrational energy. I don't do drugs at all. Actually, I tried both now that I think about it. But a while ago. It was like so long years I'm talking. I don't do drugs though. So somebody here, once triggered, you're back in that state. See, the thing about not healing, people think that when you get in a relationship, you can heal your pain together. Absolutely. But if you never heal that pain, it can bleed into your next relationship and the next one. I know, right? And the next one, and the next one, and the next one. So that's why healing is very mandatory, because you can bleed on somebody that don't deserve that shit due to you not being healed. So once triggered, you go back into that state. So let's say I'm a 5-year-old little boy that was getting abused. Once I'm triggered or see another little boy getting abused, I'll be triggered and I go back to that 5-year-old little boy. I go back to that inner child. Whether I was timid and fragile, whether I was hostile, I'm going to convert right back to who I was in that exact state, because you can be stuck. We can jump timelines and you can stay stuck on the timeline. So somebody is more so stuck on the timeline. So the ancestors are helping a person cure their mental illness, because no matter what you do, it don't take that hurt away. You have to do the work yourself. Thanks, Key. I remember when I first saw your channel like last year, I judged you about the cars, but instead of lashing out, you explained and was informative. Shout out to you, girl. It's all love. And hey, I'm just here to educate and dismantle illusions, right? I'm just doing my calling. I'm happy that you were open to receive the information that I was giving to you. So hey, thank you. And I do hope everything go well in court. I think I said that in a previous reading where somebody was gonna have to go to court for inheritance. What the ooh, it's playing out. Hey, that's what's up. I can't remember which exact reading it was, but that's a previous reading I just recently did where I said that. And hey, it was you the whole time. I do hope everything plays out and pans out in your favor. I really do. Get you some rest, and no problem. I'm always gonna be here, right? So yeah, that's what this is. Somebody is also being delivered from persecution. Somebody went through, okay, it could be that energy where you were a child. People put you down. You was the black sheep. People look down on you. You ain't gonna be nothing. You always this. You just bad. When you get older, you just, somebody always was frowned upon, or somebody could have went as far as disowning their own child because of how a child moved in that moment. And then you get older, and the same fucking villain of a family member is still down in a person. You could grow and grow and grow, and they'll still see you as the old you, because that fits the narrative of what they're trying to dispute out. That fits the narrative of what they've been telling everybody around you. And or it could be a case of, Everybody listened to the adults around, but never want to listen to the child. And the child was the only one telling the truth. Like, no, that's not really how that went. Parents lie. It could be that energy where somebody was like real fucking truthful, but they were looked at as problematic as fuck. Somebody was always looked down upon. So if a situation arises, people instantly assume this person did that. And you could have not had no parts in it, or it could have not panned out the way that people tried to make it seem. But then they get on the phone and they call all the family members, guess what so and so just did? Blase, blase, and all the family members team up and gang up and act like, and well, I mean, that's like them. Yeah, that's what they do. I don't put it past them. It's that type of energy. When really in reality, the parents there's a problem. When really in reality, the parents provoke the child. When really in reality, the parents don't know the whole truth. They just believe the narrative that fit their view of you. That could be somebody's story here, where you are always fucking oppressed, always persecuted. Then you get older, you get persecuted by said same family members. You're still teaming up. Then you bump into people, and people try to persecute you. Because what we don't heal in our childhood will follow us in our adulthood. So somebody always had somebody that was coming at them. The fuck type of energy. The boy who cried wolf, LMAO, for real. LMAO, why you hitting the nail on the head on my mama? I'm just a reader. Hey, I'm just a reader. It's that type of energy. So that's why the ancestors was like, oh, okay. Or somebody could have had an ancestor that passed, but they passed seeing that person in that light only. So now that they're past, they're seeing a higher scope and they're actually seeing the fuck shit that's going on. Like, see, when I was on the realm, I didn't really see what was going on. But now that I passed, I see a way broader point of view. I see everything that panned out. I see the lies. I see the manipulation. I see the persecution in the room. So somebody ancestor had a really narrow view of them, but it was only because of what they was told. But now that they passed over, they got a way bigger view of what really the fuck is going on. Who really the problems is, who really the liar is, who really the narcissistic manipulative motherfucker is in the room. That's somebody's ancestors. So somebody's ancestors clung on. Everybody want to disown you, confirmation. I claim you. You gonna be the one to break the generational curses. Everybody looking down on you, your success story, you gonna make them eat their fucking words since everybody wanna look down on you. It's that type of energy where somebody ancestors like, okay. See, it's always the black sheep, it's always the underdog, it's always the person that people think ain't gonna be shit that's gonna be shit. And then they need the person that they dog disowned, segregated out the group. Then they need that person because they success hit different. And every narrative that you painted don't fit that person's character. That ain't them. It's that type of energy. So somebody ancestors handpicked the motherfucker. Like, you, we choose you. Yep. My aunt changed all this when I was in jail for attempted murder, not knowing I was going to beat that and only get assault with a firearm. And I'm back and now reverse damage. I know that's right. And I'm happy everything. See, it looked like everything already going in your favor. If the ancestors see it's unjust, they ain't going to let that shit happen. It ain't going to slide. See, people think that they more powerful in the physical because that's what it seems. Conquer, divide, destroy, kill, steal, destroy. Money, power, control. People think that they're more powerful in the physical, but everything as above, so below, everything plays out first in the spiritual, then the physical. People let the illusion of the physical fool them into thinking they're more powerful than the spiritual. Confirmation? So that's why you get people that do a whole bunch of wicked shit, evil deeds, framing people. But if the ancestors see it's unjust, a motherfucker gonna get their justice whether a motherfucker like it or not. No matter how strategic you try to do that shit, the ancestors ain't gonna have it. It's that type of energy. And that's what happened with you, my friend. So I'm happy that everything got reversed for you and you beat the case. Because what the fuck? What the city rabbit? Tricks off of motherfucking kids. Now go eat your tricks, bitch. Alright. This was at the bottom of the deck and it came back out. Construction of the universe. Somebody here, your spirit is constructing your universe around you and or giving you a broader point of view of the 3 dimension, the 5D. There's 12 different dimensions of knowledge. A lot of people get stuck at the three-dimensional. That's the physical, only what you can see. Five-dimensional, that's the spiritual. A lot of people get stuck only in the matrix. So they let the matrix fool them. Talking about fear. You're more susceptible to fear being projected onto you because you only see the spirit, the physical. But if you see things from a higher scope, the spiritual, you tapping in different dimensions of knowledge, you won't be fooled by just the matrix. You'll realize everything is not what it seems. It may seem this way today and it could be something different tomorrow. It's that type of energy. So the universe is aiding in somebody's universe. The universe is aiding in somebody's perspective and access to different knowledge that they receive versus being a crab in a bucket. I mean, that's like how do you say you come up in the hood, you never travel outside the world and experience different experience. All you know is the hood. It's that type of energy. Help with great works, protects from adversity. I'm telling you, somebody be facing adversity after adversity. You're like, what the fuck? When do I ever win? And the ancestors is protecting the person because it's like, okay, yeah, you faced the adversity was to teach you wisdom. But this is not supposed to be your story all your life. I don't give a fuck how that person feel about you. I don't give a fuck if they want to be your villain in your story. That's not supposed to be your whole life. You're not supposed to be suffering all your life. Hell no. So the ancestors came in play. Okay, you got a Discord server. I don't have Discord. Somebody told me to get Discord and I don't have one. Is that where it's at? And yeah, I've been working on my emotional intelligence and Rona tattoo removing programs and stuff and been working on nonprofits and trying. Hey, you got the visions for a reason. That's you building generational wealth. So any kids that follow after you will have something to their name, something to pass down. That's why you got those visions. That's why you got those goals. So keep going, keep making it. Your story does not define where you're gonna be. And just because everything is divinely orchestrated. What you've been through, what you did, that don't define you. It's what you doing now, how you moving now. What are you doing to change that? You know, type of energy. So just keep striding, keep going. You'll be happy at what your success story is. You see people turn their life around. People that's been in jail for life, shit like that, and turn their life around because that was never their end goal. That was never the end of their story. We believe in you to overcome and do great things, brother. I love that. I love the unity in the comments. Good looking, smooth. So I love that for you. As somebody here want to come into a reconciliation. All right, anyways, let's see. What else is the angels helping with? Thank you. Somebody here, your angels are helping you advance in something, the Wheel of Fortune. Good fate, good karma, good karmic debt. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, that's talking about the spiritual and the physical. Somebody can try so hard to sabotage a person in the physical, but if that's not what it's supposed to be in the spiritual, that's not what it's going to be. I don't give a fuck how hard you try to sabotage an individual. So the ancestors are aiding in helping a person advance and make progress. Because leave it up to the physical motherfuckers to deliberately not support you. Leave it up to the physical motherfuckers to deliberately tell people not to support you, to block your success. And the ancestors said, you don't have that say so, I get the last say so, bitch. It's this type of energy. So the ancestors is helping a person advance and grow. Get what they truly deserve because you're not meant to be stuck in poverty and lack all your fucking life. It's this type of energy. Yeah, somebody always got somebody coming up against them. Or just got people around them or people from their past that genuinely don't want to see them make it because it's you. It's not about the success. It's because of who it is. And they'll be damned if you get successful because everything they betted against you. They weren't betting with you. They didn't want you to be successful. They betted everything against you. And that's just like, hell no. Just because you wrote checks your mouth couldn't cash, that don't mean they're not going to be successful just because you betted against them. But they betted against you because of the season that you was in your life when you were around them. They looked at you like a nobody. They wrote your ass off. Problematic. You're nobody. You're not going to make it. And your kids going to be just as worse. It's that type of energy. And somebody asked us to say, yeah, I'm going to show you something then. Because you don't get the last say, so I do. No matter how much you try to sabotage a person behind the scenes, I don't give a fuck how much magic you do. how much work stealing you do. I don't give a fuck what you try to do to sabotage an individual. You do not get the last say, so I do. So the ancestors is aiding in a person succeeding. And just because you don't see a person got motion, that don't mean they don't got motion behind the scenes. It's this type of energy. They got to see it with their eyes. You see it, you walking in faith and seeing it manifest in your life. That's the difference between you and these people. Everything is with sight. They walk in sight. You walk in faith. Two different things, two different strokes for two different folks. So even in their eyes, if you're not thriving and as successful as you said you was, they betting against you still. I know that person's not gonna make it. I just know it. Well, since you know everything, why don't you be a reader? Anyways, and yeah, you should get Discord. It always, it allows you to interact with your community without it being too personal, you know, like having to give out phone numbers and stuff like that. Oh, I would love to do that. Okay. Somebody here is meant to be a teacher. Somebody's a guide spiritually, and or somebody's a teacher here. Somebody here, you're calling, you're meant to do something. And somebody here, you're famous spiritually. Like the battles that you fought, all that shit is recorded in the events in the book of life. It's like a spiritual book. You know how you see them old books and they be like old warriors and you can look back on their biography and be like, damn, this person did that. This is how somebody coming spiritually. You remember you fucked that bitch up right there? Mm-hmm. Oh, remember that bitch tried to backdoor you? Mm-hmm. Remember that bitch tried to poison you? Oh, oh, oh. Somebody, everything that you've been through is in like a book and how you overcame that shit too. Somebody's leaving nothing but legacy behind. Somebody's not going to be infamous, they're going to be famous. It's two different things. When you're infamous for the wrong shit. You're known for the wrong shit. You're popular for the wrong reason. Somebody's going to leave a legacy behind that's very famous. Somebody's going to be very motivational to people. Like a Rosa Parks, like a Malcolm X type of ass energy. Somebody here, you're going to leave a biography behind. Like, that motherfucker was that. And spiritually, your legacy is that. It's that energy. Somebody here, divine is teaching you the power of forgiveness and to forgive. Forgiveness is not for the other person, it's for you. A motherfucker could do some foul shit to you today and be living their life, their best life tomorrow. Only person that's hurting is you. You're dying inside. It's like drinking poison, but hoping that motherfucker drop dead. And that's how forgiveness works. You're so angry inside. It's killing you internally, not that other person. Karma handle them. They deeds will catch up to them. But you not forgiving is not doing anything for you. See, people think forgiveness is for the other person. They ain't got shit to do with the other person. Because you're the only one hurting. You're the only one angry. You're the only one that's sad inside. Not this other person. So somebody, ancestors, is aiding in a person forgiving. Teaching them the importance of forgiving. You can forgive, but they don't mean give access to you again. You get me? You get my vibe? Forgiveness does not mean unlimited access to me. I can forgive you and let your ass go. It's that type of energy. If you was genuine, they'll feel your absence. Sometimes you gotta walk away because you learned your lesson. It's not about teaching a motherfucker a lesson. It's I learned my lesson. Now let me sit back and heal and forgive your ass so then I don't keep your energy attached to me due to me not forgiving you. It's that type of energy. Confirmation. Obtains friendships. Somebody here, you're coming into new friendships, whole new dynamics in favors of the great. Didn't I say somebody is like, some of my ancestors don't play about them, but it's because of so much shit that you do spiritually. It's so much battles that you face and so many generational curses that you're breaking off your bloodline. Some of my ancestors, they are shielding you. They don't play about you. Like, I can't make this shit any clearer. And secures promises. Somebody's learning the importance of keeping their word. Or somebody here, your ancestors could have promised you something, or somebody could have passed and they promised something to a person. Somebody, ancestors is making some shit shake. Only you know how that fits you. Imagine life would be like if there was actually 100% world peace. Oh, absolutely. It'd be thriving. Way more. It'd be more unity. Not separation. I have been picking up on a race war. Like, a lot of shit that's been going on. See, the illusion is the race. People want people to think that It's the race that's the problem. People want people to think that it's black v white, Mexicans be black. That's what the illusion is, but really, in reality, the bigger scope, the bigger problem is the rich versus the poor. Because there's no longer going to be a middle class. It's either you're rich or you're poor. And the rich have been in control for a very long time. And they're the ones it reminded me of this movie I seen. Let me see if I can find that clip, y'all. And it was so fucking powerful. It was a kid movie. And it was ants and grasshoppers. I think they were grasshoppers. And a couple of grasshoppers was cocky than a bitch. I'm talking about they was treating them like shit. And then dude was like, oh, okay. He like, yeah, they're little anyway. We could just squish them. So dude poured like, I think it was peanuts on him. He's like, okay, we'll beat this. And then it was a whole bunch of peanuts that piled on top of them. And he was like, oh, Bug's Life. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. And he was like, oh, if all they gotta do is stand up, and they'll realize they're more powerful together than separate. So the illusion is to keep us segregated and separate, because if we come together, we could overthrow that whole damn government. We could overthrow the whole damn community. So the illusion is race war. The illusion is keep a motherfucker small-minded or play on the fact that they're racist to keep them apart. That's the illusion. But the bigger scope of the issue is rich v poor. The land that's been stolen. How the fuck are we paying for water? And water is produced from the land. How the fuck are we paying for apples, oranges? All that shit comes from Mother Nature. And they just upcharge it. Even medicine, that's plants, that comes from Mother Nature. They just upcharge it. How the fuck are we paying to live on this realm when we have Indian ancestors? But they tricked us that blacks are Indians. This is our land. They tricked us a lot. That's why they televised the Westerns, white Indians. At 607, I seen some of his videos. I fuck with some of the stuff that he be saying, yes, but I don't listen to him. He just pops up on my page and I'm like, oh, okay. Okay, yeah, I can see that. Other than that, I don't pay attention to him really at all. Because he be talking about how he sacrificed his son and ain't enough money in the world. But to each his own, you know? So, I mean, yeah, I pay attention to some of the stuff he's saying, but I guess that's his testimony, right? Who am I to judge? So, I don't know. Sometimes, I don't know. Some shit just be for show. Some shit just be for distraction, you know? Somebody's ancestors helping somebody understand the light. And giving somebody more knowledge. And somebody's a herbalist. Somebody knows how to heal illnesses. It's like a low-key herbalist. Like, you know what to do. You know the remedies. You know how to heal different things. It's that energy like Dr. Sebi went so big for healing shit. They offed him and put his son in jail. Because how dare you cure cancer? I mean, you got to really think. If Dr. Sebi can cure all this shit that they swore was uncurable, I think he was curing HIV, AIDS, all that shit that they swore was uncurable, right? How the fuck COVID happened, right? They came up with a cure probably a year later, but they still haven't found a cure for cancer, HIV, AIDS, herpes. All these long-term diseases and illnesses is because they bank off your sickness. You know, a lot of people that go through cancer, they don't die from the cancer illness. They die from radiation poison because the radiation from chemotherapy fries their organs. And that's what they die. But they'll put on a death certificate cancer. But really, in reality, it was never the illness that killed the person. It was the chemotherapy. But they bank off our sicknesses. If they could cure things and everything got cured, pharmacies wouldn't exist. Hospitals wouldn't really exist because it's cured. There's nothing to cure anymore. There's probably be a few hospitals, but before there was hospitals, what were they? Herbalists. So they demonized herbalism, spirituality, and made you think a constitutional way where hospitals is the only way to go. But they had to put a different narrative in your head for you to move astray. That's why they were hanging witches. A witch wasn't really a witch. Granted, you got some witches out there. But really, in reality, a witch was a person that was self-aware that could awaken the masses. So that's a problem. That's like a slave getting out of line and awakening. and trying to awaken the rest of the slaves. They're going to make that slave an example. Whether they beat him to death, what the fuck is it, Levi's? Levi's, the two horses pulling the pants apart, that was a slave. They used to tie us to horses and beat the horses, and then they move. They'll run opposite ways and tear the body apart. Because that sends a message and that projects fear to the other slaves. You get out of line, you try to awaken him, you already know what the deal is. And don't try to awaken anybody else. So that's why you have people turning on people and shit like that. It's this type of energy. Or you know what that just reminded me of? It's that type of energy when people try to oppress you. It's like people constantly try to come up against people. You think people supported Malcolm X for real? Any other major Harriet Tubman? People didn't. She had to hold her gun up to motherfuckers like, you're not going back. You're finna finish this run with us. Because subconsciously, they already had in their mind they were going to turn on the motherfucker. They were going to be the villain. So that's how it is with another motherfucker. People don't support the vision until it make history, until it comes with results. Then motherfuckers want to hop on the train. No, bitch. Now you want to hop on the train? You did everything in your power to throw obstacles in my way. You did everything in your power to try to make me self-destruct, to try to make sure I didn't succeed with this vision. But now you want to hop on a train because it got motion, because it's going farther than you imagined, because you betted against me and I betted on myself and I leveled up. Now you want to hop on the train? It's that type of energy. Somebody that was be dealing with motherfuckers that be trying to do everything in their power to see a motherfucker self-destruct. Need them. They want you to need them so fucking bad. No. Oh, my bad. I'm missing comments. What you think about Orlando Brown and what he exposed about the industry? I think that was his mission. Just like Kanye West, they gonna label anybody that's speaking the truth crazy. Just like when they got to put the truth in our eyes, visualization, third eye. So they put truth in like a movie or a TV show, but they'll make the character extra drunk. So people like Rick and Morty, Rick ass be telling the truth like a motherfucker. But Rick is discreditable because they make him, they either paint him out to be an old crazy person, make him a drunk. They make him less credible so people more so laugh at it and think that they're crazy versus paying attention to the truth that's right in front of us. Some people Collins is to do that shit where they go sell their soul to the industry and then next thing you know, they come out exposing all truths. It's that type of energy. You gotta look at certain videos. This will probably, he gets on certain podcasts, not the hip hop ones, and be speaking pure spiritual stuff. He used to on the phone store and he played the character. Oh, okay. Because he said he don't want the white folk coming for him. Because people like that, when they get too much power and these white people gave them the platform, you got too much power to influence the community. You fucking up the plan. That's why you see a lot of people get killed off. A lot of people are terrified because they got too much control over the masses. They're reaching too many people. Dr. Sebi started to blow up. Nipsey Hussle, that shit was all set up. Like Nipsey Hussle was gonna do a documentary with Dr. Sebi, and they both ended up dead. But they had too much power over the masses. Why do you think they both gone? Just like the dude that he made cars that run off of water, a black dude. They had somebody go into a store and shoot him and other people too, just to get rid of this dude. Now it's another dude that made cars that run off of just pure trash and waste, not gas. He like, I feel like somebody's watching me because he's reaching so many more people. That's why sometimes when you have a creation or some shit, keep that shit as low-key as possible. As low-key as possible. Because when you know you protected, I don't be giving a fuck. Like, okay, my ancestors will fuck you up before you ever even touch my doorstep. I know, but you got to look at the bigger picture, okay? Him and Dr. Sebi was supposed to do a documentary on medicines and shit like that. Yeah, it could be hood politics, but they knew this man's schedule. They got so much control over that man's life. Too much. Just like Tupac. Before Tupac died, he said men was going to be wearing skirts. He said they got to get rid of a person like him because he too real to be doing that fuck shit. You ain't going to see his ass in no skirt. But he said, watch, when they get rid of the people that's authentic and real, you're going to start seeing people selling their souls, wearing purses and shit. And look at what society is doing now. He said you're going to start seeing gay people coming out. You're going to just start, it's all a part of the plan. It's all a part of the plan to keep us stuck. Somebody here, your priorities are very much straight. You handle responsibilities. You Aquarius? No. Nah. I'm a Sagittarius in real life. I take pride in my Sagittarius sign. But you know, we all got different signs in our different charts. Somebody's a Libra, Aquarius, a Pisces. That's viewing. I could be talking about coming currently. So yeah, I mean, all that be a plan. I mean, especially if it's set up, they gotta make it look like it's a different story, but really in reality, we all know what the fuck really be going on. But of course, yeah, to cover it up. I mean, they're not gonna post on news outlets. This motherfucker was sacrificed because he was spilling all types of secrets, just like Dr. Seaweed. He ain't gonna tell us the truth about why he was killed. They gonna paint a different narrative, because that's what they do, cover up shit. America was built on covering up shit, stealing shit, death of ancestors. America was built on a lot. Taking credit for other people's work. Just a whole bunch of stealing and killing. Kill, steal, destroy, conquer, divide. That's what America was built on. Blood of people, ancestors. Somebody's hunted by the thought of you, your voice, the shadows of you. Somebody's just hunted by memories. What was that? Okay. All right. Close me out, Divine. Close me out. Everybody here that's viewing, like, share, comment, subscribe, and turn that post notification bell button on. I am gonna get up out of here soon. But let me get some spiritual messages. Somebody, it's a lot of people, Cancer, Leo, Virgo. It's a lot of people around somebody that's been dying. Yep, it's because they were all a part of backdoor attempts, magic, a whole bunch of setups. So somebody, it's either they're dropping like flies, because dropping like flies and this magic card came out. I love when shit gets back to motherfuckers. They either sick or reaping the shit that they put out. What karma, see what people feel, realize. Karma do what they feel fit. They do what they feel fit. And you can't tell karma how to move and what to do. So somebody here, a lot of people are like, they're reaping this shit back that they put out, or worse. Whatever karma feel fits. Aquarius better known plan. But what you think about the age of Aquarius? Do you think it was a special effect on Aquarius? I mean, I don't get what you're asking. Damn, cuz don't leave. It's okay. Let people leave how they please. It's cool. I don't stress over shit like that as long as they got a message, right? Somebody here, you need to manifest, let it go, and let it flow. Understand that manifesting is enough. You don't have to cling or attach to the idea or even obsess. Just let that shit flow to you. Law of attraction still gonna attract, right? You talking about me? Sometimes I just don't, you gotta be direct with me. Sometimes it just don't be clicking. I'm very intelligent, but that's sometimes. Yeah. Somebody is very magnetic as fuck. Somebody here, your chakras are aligned. The karmics hate to see you coming. Karmics be hating to see. If you're a reader or if you make posts on social media, karmics hate to see your fucking face. They hate to see you coming. They hate to see you post. They hate to see you. Oh, their name just popped up like, fuck. Why this bitch just take this up here? She's just the gift that keeps giving. Yeah, bitch. Check it out. Oh, that's funny. Somebody here is planning the future surrounding an individual. Or you. Somebody is planning their future surrounding somebody. What happens in the dark always comes to the light. A lot of dark deeds, that's why they hate to see your ass coming, because maybe somebody tried to suppress a person and be the villain in their life. And they didn't want you speaking up. They wanted your ass to be mute. So now that you're speaking up, a lot of people are telling their stories. Some motherfuckers can't stand that shit because it exposed how wicked their character is. It exposed the fuck shit of what they would do. And then looking at the person that you're trying to do it to, if this person's peaceful, it exposes how nasty their energy is. How the fuck are you trying to do that to somebody that's so damn peaceful? The fuck? It's that. It's why they hate to see your ass coming. Because it's a reminder of the fuck shit that they did to you. That's why they hate to see you coming. Because it's like, shut the fuck up. Why you gotta speak up? Why you gotta speak up? Oh no, you mad because what you tried to do didn't go through? You mad because you're starting to see people are seeing the cracks in your personality and who you portrayed yourself to be? How are you mad at me? Because of who you are as an individual. And why are you so ashamed to be who you are as an individual? It's that type of energy. It's a constant slap in the face. It's a reminder of the fuck shit that they did. That's why they hate to see you come. Yeah. Different moon cycles affect different zodiac signs differently. I really got to look into astrology more. I'm more on the healing and reading aspect. I'm not really into the astrology thing. I barely be knowing when it's a full moon. But that's something I got to educate myself on. But one thing I do know is different signs align with different signs and affect different signs differently. That's something I do know. The age of enlightenment, yeah, a lot of people are waking up. That's why I was just talking about my downloads in the beginning. A lot of motherfuckers is coming to different realities and slaps in the face and truths, awakenings. See, that's why they told y'all and refer back to the Bible. Don't listen to fortune tellers. Don't listen to psychics. Don't listen to blases because they didn't want you to awaken. They told y'all this shit was demonic. Crystals was demonic, but a rock is a crystal. You got certain people. Well, how come certain crystals are demonic, but we can use certain crystals? Like they didn't want motherfuckers to think outside the book. The somebody thinking outside of a book right now. Think outside the book or thinking outside of the fucking book that's been put in front of them their whole life. It was something that was taught to you to believe in, but when you get a different perspective, you'll realize how much they segregate themselves from the truth a lot. It's that type of energy, anyways. How much they don't want to know the truth. That should be man. Somebody do polyamorous relationships. Somebody here, you are no longer repeating past life actions, patterns, and you're going into new cycles. You're breaking generational curses. I know I was talking to a generational curse breaker. Surrender and let go. Somebody here need to get their anger issues in check. Somebody has anger issues like a motherfucker. You go from 0 to 100 quick. Or 0, 50, 100. That's why you need to get Discord and add your mods and top viewers so we can convene, teach, and challenge each other. Yes, because when I first started my YouTube channel with my first collective, I still got some of my old heads that's around. I said when I get big enough on YouTube, I want to add in my collective on my YouTube. Like, you know how you can add people on like Facebook Live and shit, but I don't even think that's something on YouTube. I don't know. But I said that's something that I wanted to do because I don't believe in coming up on my own and not looking at the people that was a part of the come up. I don't believe in that. Especially if you're nothing but loyal to me. We all gonna be at the top together. I don't believe in that. So that's something that I'm gonna definitely look into because that's a part of my mentality. I don't step on people to come up. And I do believe everybody deserves to be at the top. Even if you're not sitting at my table, you deserve to be at the top. I've been hearing a lot about Freemasons lately, but I don't totally understand them. What don't you understand? Or somebody here, somebody's taking themselves into depression because they're not believing what they see, and they don't believe a motherfucker got anger issues. Oh no, they're just trying to regulate their emotions. No, they just weren't taught to regulate their emotions. A lot of motherfuckers weren't taught to. I just was talking about this with my mom. I was teaching her this. I said, now that I think about it, we never was taught to regulate our emotions. Either a motherfucker, you got a parent that goes straight to the belt, right? Spaz out, be yelling at you. Yelling does not give understanding. You can yell and yell and yell. And a kid is learning, they're experiencing. They're learning, they're growing. So yelling at them, they don't really get an understanding. What they get from that is how I handle my problems is either yell at a motherfucker, act out of a volatile way, and or shut down. Because some kids shut down when they get yelled at. Some get violent. Some will be out whooping ass. taking names and kicking asses. So, but that's all a part of generational trauma that's been passed down. It's all a part of trauma that you endured as to why you picked up the defense mechanism that you have now with no healing work. So a lot of people are not taught how to regulate their emotions because their parents lacked regulating their own damn emotions. Where you get parents that say shit out of spite, say a bunch of hurtful shit, you can't unsay what you said. Calling their kids all out their names, talking to their kids all type of crazy because they cannot regulate their fucking emotions. Some parents rush to anger issues, and then you wonder why you get a child, right? You was quick to rush to that belt and whoop your kid ass from a misunderstanding, right? Then the kid get older, they date. They look for what this idea of what love is. They get with a man or a woman that's beating their ass. But I mean, the first example of love is this is gonna hurt me more than it hurts you, and they whoop your ass, right? And then wonder why the kid is dealing with abuse, and it don't even have to be that serious. Emotional abuse, shit, you talk to me crazy. Then they go get in a relationship, and their partner is talking to them crazy, and it takes them a long ass time to identify they're in an abuse cycle and that they were seeking that love that they were getting from their parents and their relationships, and or they were trying to run from what they got from their parents and still ended up in the same cycle. Crazy, right? It's because it never got broken, it never got healed, so it just goes through generation and generation and generation. And some people actually sit back and see their parents being miserable as fuck, but just staying together just to make it afloat, but doing more damage to the child because it's a toxic dynamic. But they just want to they don't want a broken home. It's that type of energy. Yeah, exactly. That's what I said earlier. Our community needs a remodel because right now we are structured around pride and ego, from our songs to our moves. Absolutely. Everything's about pride and ego, and you can lose everything in a split second handling situations with pride and ego. You can fuck up your life in a split second handling shit with pride and ego. And pride and ego will blind a lot of motherfuckers from the truth that's right in front of them. Because they pride too big, the ego too big. Their vanity is too fucking big. Yeah, I agree. Especially society, music, and movies is teaching people to have one night stands, be hoes, sell drugs, be in the streets, stay more segregated. Because, I mean, we don't want y'all together. We want y'all separate anyway, so let's push that motive. Low vibrational shit. And drugs. Oh, let's idolize doing drugs. Let's idolize all the drugs. Oh, but when you're on hard drugs, it's an addiction. But when you're doing weed and drinking, that's not an addiction. All that shit's still an addiction. People just, when you're doing lean, it's not an addiction. You're just cool doing it. No, it's still an addiction. See, people want to separate the word addiction when it comes to what they're doing. If you smoke weed every day, you need weed to eat. You're addicted to weed. It's still an addiction. Just because of what it is, people can be addicted to caffeine. But what's cool right now is smoking weed, drinking lean, popping perks. That's all cool right now. So, no, it's not an addiction. You're just doing your big one. You're just being cool. Totally. Somebody could talk. Totally. Or somebody could have taught like that growing up, or have parents around them, or people around them that talk like totally, like get for real. Yeah, I agree. We need a whole bunch of remodels. We need heal remodels. Not nobody that's passing down the same broken ass generational curses. Depression. Somebody from the UK could be very depressed. If somebody is from the UK here, in that, Brethren. All right. Suppression leads to depression. Or you know what I'm saying? Sometimes anger issues could stem from a person being depressed. Because you suppress and you suppress and you suppress and then you blow the fuck up. But you only blowing up because you're depressed as fuck. But you've been suppressing it, or you're covering up it with your anger issues. That's what it is. You think anger issues compensate for the loneliness and the anger that you're feeling inside and the hurt that you're feeling inside. So some people actually cover up their depression with a different mood, whether they fake a smile and go in public and act happy as fuck, or they angry as fuck. But really in reality it's because you're depressed as fuck. You're suppressing how you really feel. And it's coming out in a different outlet, a different way. So somebody here, you need to go more inward because you're depressed, and Shit, your depression is showing up as anger. That's why you're so quick to go from 0 to 100, because you've been waiting all day for a motherfucker to try you anyway. You've been waiting all day to let a motherfucker have it. I've been waiting all day on a motherfucker to try me. Bring that bullshit to my doorstep. I've been waiting. But really, in reality, it's because you feel depressed inside. So that's the only thing that you feel will bring you excitement. It's, I was finna say that. Ugh, I don't say that. The fuck is damn, that just threw me off course. Ooh, I know who that's about. No shade, no tea. But only reason, yeah, you be rating on you just to go the fuck off on a person. Really, for real. Somebody could be Caribbean. Or it could be a Caribbean that's mentally enslaved, still operating in the Matrix type shit. Somebody's very up the lights, very high vibrational, got a windfall of blessings coming. Somebody here divine moved you out of somebody's life because they did not want you getting caught up in they fuck shit, in they storms. Then I say somebody walks in faith, in sight, not faith. Somebody be walking in sight, not faith. Not at all. If it ain't happening in front of them, they don't believe that shit. But how do you really test your faith if you're not walking in faith? Or do you only have faith when shit going good? But when it's going bad, where's your faith? How can you say you got faith if you not even walking in faith when you need it the most? Rest in peace, all the people who died for Fidel. I agree. Somebody FAFO dropping like flies. I keep telling you, somebody fuck around and found out. Fuck around and find out. They fucked around and found out. Yeah, karma's collecting. A lot of motherfuckers was ripping that shit. Backdoor attempts. Playing in dark magic. Just doing a lot of fuck shit. Doing people sleazy. Stepping on people to come up. A lot of people fuck around and found out. They reaping the seeds that they sowed. Chosen one, you was the trap. You was the trap that was put in their life because they did it to so many people. And they treated you like so many people. They thought you was regular. They didn't see your chosenness. They only saw the flesh. Talking about spiritual and physical. They only saw the physical. They didn't see you're really chosen. You're really handpicked. And when life was whooping your ass, they really was looking down on you like, ain't no way they chosen. Because a chosen one has a chosen lifestyle. A chosen one, life should be bright and they should be blessed and abundant and it should radiate. The chosen ones have seasons too. Chosen ones go through shit too. That's why they're chosen. Because the shit that they went through but overcame. Somebody looked at that shit as face value like, ain't no way. That's why they betted against you. Because whatever season you was in their life, they didn't see that you was chosen. They couldn't even look past the season that you was in. They only seen the superficial shit that was in front of them. And gotta go to sleep. Gotta work in the AM. Have a grand night. Everyone stay safe. Likewise, I'm always safe. You too. Have a great day at work. So that was this energy. Now motherfuckers is fucking around and finding out. Damn, that really is chosen. The ancestors coming behind them like that. What the fuck? Be safe, gang. Read my last. Oh, you talking to him? Damn, I fucked up. What the fuck was I thinking? And say the sorrows for another day. Say that shit for another day. Okay? Because you ain't feel shit. You ain't feel no sympathy. You want sympathy from the same ancestors that you spat in their face when they put a chosen one in your presence? And you didn't have no sympathy for the chosen one, but you want sympathy from said ancestors that protect that chosen one? Say that shit for another day. No, before to be saved. Okay, yeah. I read that. I answered it. I did. About the role models, yeah, I think we do need role models. And healed role models. Not nothing that's paid to be in our community to bring further destruction, you know? So, yeah. Somebody couldn't see past what you were going through in the now. Ain't no way they chosen. They gotta be capping. Gotta be. How did that cookie crumble? What goes around comes back around. Every stone they casted at you is coming back and biting them in their ass because they gotta eat the same stones that they casted. See, some people don't like to eat the same shit that they throw out because they do it so freely with the intent to hurt you But then when they get the same shit, they depressed. They can't take the same shit that they put out. Some people can't. I ain't got to match your intent for you to feel it. But laugh now, cry later. You gonna feel it further down the line. Trust and believe. It's this type of energy where motherfucker threw so many stones, did so much fuck shit. If you trying to attempt to kill a chosen one, and then now you gotta get out of those attempts. Attempt to do magic on a chosen one that was built to overcome the magic that you sent. Now you gotta figure out how to get up out the magic that you sent to so many people. That was just a trap. You were never built for that. Now you need the person that you did the shit to. How did you survive the backdoor attempts that I tried to put on you? Because now I'm in this shithole. You were never built for it. But you did so much to execute against it. But now it's time to eat the same shit and you don't know how to get yourself up out of it. How the fuck can we stop the magic? Can we reverse it? Maybe if I pay you to reverse it? Eat that shit that you sent out to so many people. Now it's time to eat that shit. It ain't so funny. No, not that one. The one about segregation. Okay, let me see. I don't see it. Retype it, because I don't see it at all. I see all everything else that I did answer. So it's this type of energy. Motherfucker said so many traps on motherfucker. Now they walking in the same damn traps. How the fuck did this person do it? Ooh-wee. Why are the chosen ones always the black sheep and the one who's counted out? It's weird to me. And okay, I will right now. Because if you were never the black sheep, you would have never grew the way that you did. And you will be currently confirming to the same fuck shit cycles as the ancestors and the people that's around you doing it. Because you would think that's normal. And you wouldn't know how it feels to be segregated, separated out of a group, iced out. You wouldn't know how that shit feels, so you wouldn't see no problem with it. But when you go through the hardships, you want to do something different. You want a different solution, so you move different. It's that type of energy. So that's why the chosen ones usually be the black sheep of the group. Because, I mean, how can I attest to being singled out if I don't even know how it feels to be singled out, if I'm just welcomed? I'm going to conform with it. I'm going to do the same shit everybody else around me is doing because it feels good. So in order for change, in order for growth, they have to make you feel that hardship. They have to. So that's why. It feels weird, but everybody's testimony be different for a reason. Everybody go through different shit because it's a part of the change that they're going to bring in the world. That's like being segregated. I mean, singled out, and then you have your own kids, and you don't want your kids to feel singled out, so you do something different. Two, balance and alignment. But if you didn't know how that felt, you wouldn't even realize the shit that you conforming to and doing is a problem. That's why a lot of people around you are still the problem. Because they don't know the feeling of the shit that they put out or how they make another person feel. Some people genuinely don't know how they make a person feel until they feel that shit. It reminded me of a video and she said, some good people have bad stories because somebody turned a blind eye. I said, damn, that shit hit deep, son. And it's sad because most of the time the black sheep are the most giving and compassion. Most giving, compassion, break the most bread, show the most love. Because you're trying to see how you can get love. You're trying to see how you can fit in this box and be welcomed. And maybe if I give you the world and give you everything, you'll love me. When you realize, okay, I could still have a good, kind heart, but no matter what I bring to the table, you'll never look at me the same. You'll never look at me as your equal because you already shined me out. So you take that compassion, you take that love somewhere else. But you also learn a lesson of, I can't pour into dead-ass plants. I can't. I'm going to take my energy and pour elsewhere. But to people that's receptive to it, that's going to give it back. I'm done. Because the black sheep be dragged through the mud, most slept on, most unappreciated, and don't even be recognized for the shit that they do until they no longer in that person's life. Now you see my value? Sometimes people don't even want to give the credit to that chosen one, said chosen one. It's sad. It's a cycle, but hey, it's a part of being a generational curse breaker, right? In order to break the curse, you got to experience it. You know? But that's this energy, FAFO. I bet you motherfuckers think this is future energy. Motherfuckers gonna be dropping like flies. Ooh wee. See, they only got a taste of what it is. This ain't even the end of it. Ooh wee. Alright. Somebody here don't chase. Somebody you chasing something, attract, okay? And this could be about money. You're gonna come into a new tax bracket. Somebody here been thinking about relocating. You're gonna relocate. Somebody could be European descent. Acrimony, energy, and past life enemies. Yeah, because these people feel like the life that you live in, the life that you promised them, and you're not giving them, and you're no longer around them, they feel like that should be the life that they're living. They should be able to sit in the sunlight with you, even though you did all the work. It's that type of energy. Or this could be about a relationship where a person in the past feel like you promised them this and that and the third, and you're not fulfilling it with them. You're trying to do it with somebody else, and that's the life that they supposed to be living. They supported you. So we'll point the finger back and see why. How were you the problem in the situation? Why did this person get the fuck away from you? Like, what the fuck? Your life be hard. You lost your daddy at 6 and 04. Their mama got abusive. Her mom, your nana, your favorite person got custody and died 6 months later. Ooh, after all that, I left. After all that, all you got left is granny, your daddy, mama. I'm sorry for your testimony, but you're gonna be the harder the testimony, the bigger the blessings. And they all protecting you, they always around you. I'm sorry for your testimony. You're gonna help so many people out in their storms. But don't bury that pain like it don't exist. You gotta face it. Because it's gonna still be there internally. And once triggered or a memory, you're gonna go right back. Or particular dates that remind you of said person, you're gonna convert right back into grief. You know? So you gotta find what works best for you and what are healthy ways to cope and heal for you. So to say, my aunt tried to ruin my inheritance is frustrating. I ain't gonna let her do me like Jacob did. SAU. I don't know what that means, but I get the gist. Yeah, it's frustrating because greed a motherfucker. Greed and ego tie hand in hand and pride. But you got a strong spiritual team backing you. They not gonna have that shit. But you better fight tooth and nail. You hear me? Fight tooth and nail. Because people like that don't deserve shit like that. That's why they didn't leave it to them for a reason. You hear me? Some people try to take advantage of the dead, not knowing the dead, watching what they do. And come back and some people ancestors whoop their own ass. Like your ancestors and their ancestors fuck them up because they tried to fuck you over. Because they ancestors like, how the you fucking stupid. You know you cursing our fucking bloodline? Are you fucking stupid? I'll get rid of you before I ever get rid of this person. Somebody here, you're going through a major breakthrough and some root work backfired and you're just going to glow up. Period. Keep revealing, keep healing. But with that inheritance, I do hope you get it. I really do. I manifest it for you. And I hope she reap every seed that she sown. Genuinely. But that's what this is. That's what this is. Motherfuckers eating that shit. So she ain't gonna skate away with it. Especially if it wasn't intended for her. That's why I exist. I do readings where motherfuckers be trying to steal inheritance and they don't even know inheritance was left behind for them. I'm that reader. Or motherfuckers got off by family members and they still going around the family members, the audacity to go around the family members knowing that you off this person. That's why I exist. It's not all dark, you know? Yeah, she got Granny believing that she don't get a social security check each month or nothing, you know what I mean? So when I got out of jail and found all this out, I've been tripping ever. Oh, I get it. No, I get it. Sound like you need to enlighten your granny and make some phone calls in front of your granny so she know what's going on. Like call the social security office in front of your granny so the illusion's shattered. And whomever the other person is can go to jail for fraud. Baby. Or get all your facts and take that shit to court. Use that shit against her. Because if she got history of doing fraud and fucking over people, that shit'll work against her than with her. See, people get too comfortable doing people wrong and doing sleazy shit behind the scenes. They don't realize they got a paper trail of all the fuck shit that they did do. Take all that shit to court. Have the Social Security send you information of who the recipient is. Have your granny write a letter of how she hasn't been receiving her Social Security for blase amount of time. Have the Social Security confirm that she's been getting Social Security. Man, I eat that bitch up in court. I actually went to criminal justice class, so I used to want to be a lawyer, but now I'm a lawyer spiritually type shit. Because while I was in prison, grandma got dementia, so my aunt been manipulating her. Oh, it sounds so familiar because my mom, I'm gonna tell you something. Tell her she ain't got no money and all type of stuff like that. You know what I mean? Oh yeah. Oh, I would eat that bitch up. She tried to use her dementia against her. True story. My mom, one of my uncles is actually passing, but when I found out the shit that he was doing, karma caught up to him. My mom's mom passed very young, so I don't really know my mom's, like my grandma, my great grandma, my mom's side type shit. But the grandma had dementia, and she left her inheritance to my mom and, blase, the kids. The uncle used the dementia against her and got her to sign that she was leaving the inheritance to her. All his kidneys are failing. He kept being sick. Oh, karma been eating his ass up, and now he's on hospice. So family spirit, ancestors don't discriminate on family because they'll fuck them up. Seeing it firsthand. Seeing it firsthand right now. So with that being said, get all your receipts from, you need to contact the Social Security office ASAP. Get because they gotta have a trustee. I forgot what it's called, but it's a person that they pay the Social Security check to. And the dementia, if she's in like a home or anything, or any witnesses by, have them write a letter of them not getting the assistance that she needs. Or should try to get a track record of what the Social Security's been being spent on. Yeah, she just relapsed on that rock and ain't worked in a year. And dude was addicted to drugs too. It's crazy. So all coming back full circle, ain't that crazy as fuck? Well, I'm telling you, he been reaping karma ever since. And I was really fine. He about to really kick the bucket and really be reaping it. But hey, spirit team need to be bigger, right? So yeah, just know you can't do evil deeds and expect that shit not to catch up to you. I see it all the time firsthand spiritually, you hear me? But I'm telling you what to do. Get all your receipts, get all your facts. Don't go into court unprepared, underprepared. Do not go into court without any type of receipts, because you have to prove that she's trying to scam. And also get a receipt that your grandmother has dementia. So it's like she's taking advantage of the fact that she has dementia, you know? Yeah, exactly. That's why I mentioned Jacob and SU. Okay, yeah, exactly. And that's why I mentioned Jacob and SU. SY. That's the story in the Bible where Esau sold his birthright to Jacob, and God hated him ever since and cursed his bloodline. Because people be cursing their whole bloodlines because they personal issues and insecurities with another person. That's the kicker. That is the fucking kicker. You sold your soul and cursed your own bloodline. Now you shit out of luck. Don't look like you got shit on your face. Don't look so shocked. It's that type of energy. You made the bed, now lay in it. You know? But I'm about to get up out of here. I love y'all so much. I really do. If you want a book of reading, all my information will be in the description box. What else was I about to say? My digital business card will be in the description box, and my donation, if you want to donate to my channel, that'll be in the description box. And I've been slacking, so I'm gonna go back and add them into the other videos too. I love y'all. Spiritual gang. Love, namaste. Ain't know I'm about this bitch. Alright? It's gonna go all good in court. Come back and give me a recollect on it. I love y'all. I call back all my energy and my power, and I return yours back to you. And whatever evil ass energy that was just attempted to be sent out, I return that shit back to you gracefully. I don't claim it, and I don't sign to that contract. I don't subscribe. Other than that, I'm out. I love y'all.